y'all don't know this, y'all in danger, I'm a threat.
Hello and welcome back to the 2023 IPF World Classic and Equipped Sub-Junior and Junior Powerlifting Championships. We are on our third and final session of the day, and we have the 66 kilo junior and sub-junior men. It will be a flight of 11 lifters. I am Amelia Potter, and we will be jumping between the two age groups, but everyone you see will be a 66 kilo lifter. We are here today in Cluj-Napoca, Romania, the capital of Transylvania. And we are counting down to begin the final session of day one. Please ignore the graphic on the screen. We have Batikan Makhmudov of Kazakhstan coming out for 190 kilos. As you can see here, the squat rack is pushed in on both sides, and you see this often in the larger weight classes, but also in equipped, so they don't either clip the rack, or if they have a super wide grip and they can grip outside of the rack. We have Batikan Makhmudov of Kazakhstan now, 190 kilos, just the age of 16. Oh, unfortunately just tipped a little bit forwards there and lost balance. So unfortunately it is a no lift. I'm wondering if his knee wraps just popped him forwards there. There seems to be a gap in the right one there. Not sure if that affected him at all. That was the leg that bounced forwards. But he has 2 more attempts at it to get a squat on the board. Now we have Sebastian Boria of Romania, 190 kilos. Three white lights. Lost a little bit of tension in the hole, but clearly a weight that he's super comfortable with. Manages to get it up. You can see just here, he goes down, gets really good depth, and his hips shoot back a little bit. But you can tell it's a weight he's super comfortable lifting. We now have Kyle Jan Cumpio of the Philippines, opening on 195 kilos.
Kyle Jan Cumpio, Philippines, 195.
Kyle Jan is 21 years old. As you can see, Kyle Jan is opening with knee sleeves on, which is typically a classic way to lift. You see equipped lifters with knee wraps on instead, making really light work of 195. I believe he's just wearing a normal singlet as well. The thing is, you can compete in equipped without equipped gear on. It's not against the rules at all, but you just also see a lot of lifters come out without gear on for their first attempt, get it on the board, and then put it on for their second and third. So we'll have to see what he does there. 195 kilos now for Soya Ishihara of Japan. Just a reminder, we're jumping between junior and sub-junior, and it will say just above their name which of the two groups they're in. Really speedy on the way up and on the way down there. See what the referees have to say about it. And it's 3 white lights, a good lift. Sometimes you do see lifters struggle to get 3 white lights when they're so quick in the hole. Not because they're not at depth, but just because it's so fast. Some of the referees struggle to catch it. But that's exactly why we have a jury. It's exactly why we have replays. Edward Andreev of Ukraine, opening on 200 kilos. Opening on a 3 times body weight squat. A huge milestone to get at any point in your life, let alone opening at a World Championships with it. Wow. And really confident with that weight. Speedy on the way up. Controlled on the way down. And a good lift. Landon Diepenbrock now of the United States. With 210 kilos. A fair amount above 3 times body weight now for Landon on his opening attempt. And 2 to 1, a good lift. Just a call for depth on the side referee here. Unfortunately, the jury has overruled the last lift for Diepenbrock. The United States just has to convince them next time for a little bit more depth.
So it's no lift for Diepenbrock.
Radoslav Debicki of Poland now, 215 kilos for his opening attempt. And unfortunately 2 to 1, a no lift. Just gets yellow there. I think the center referee there said that it was a mistake and it was a good lift. It was just a technical error on the pad from the center referee there. Debicki's lift was a good lift. So hopefully they can get the next attempt in quickly. We now have R. Dinesh of India opening on 220 kilos. Ardinesh with the heaviest deadlift opener by the looks of it as well. Projected totals is 20 kilos ahead. The next lifter, ooh. Unfortunately just lost his balance a little bit there, but he's still good. He's still got 20 seconds. He didn't get the squat command yet, so there's no infractions. He looks steadier now under the bar. Wow. And considering how much he was shaking beforehand, made really good work of that. Just waiting on that last referee. Oh, unfortunately, 2-1 and no lift. Just called on depth from the center and side referee there. But did a really good job to come back from that tip over at the beginning. So hopefully he can come back on his second a little calmer and get that in. We have Dmytro Butenko of Ukraine now. 18 years old and already competing for 6 years. Opening on 235 kilos. This is just over 3.5 times body weight on his opening attempt. Again, just having a little bit of an issue walking it out, but still just about 30 seconds, just under left. Again, having a similar sort of issue with 15 seconds left now. He just needs the squat command before the time runs out. It's a lot of weight on his back. He doesn't want to rush walking that out. And just in the nick of time, he gets the command. He stands up really well. Was it deep enough for the referees? Not for two of them, unfortunately. 2-1, a no lift on depth there. I was a little worried, but sometimes the angle can be deceiving. But hopefully, without the issues of having to re-rack it twice on his second attempt, he can come back and get that a little bit more confidently. Maxim Przyszliak of Poland, 242.5 kilos. Again, another lifter struggling there. I'm wondering what the issue is there. It's happened to the last 3 lifters. He manages to fight that up, and that looked like better depth than I've seen. Yep, 3 white lights, a good lift. Very short sleeves on that t-shirt. And he celebrates as he's carried off by his coach. A lot of coaches will carry the lifters off after equipped lifts, as the gear is quite hard to move in at the best of times. We have Venkatesh Konar of India, opening on 255 kilos. This is nearing 4 times body weight squat. He's our final lifter to take his opening attempt, and we'll move straight through to second attempts of this flight of 66 kilo men. Very controlled on the way down, dips into the hole and stands it up nice and strong. Very good technique there, and 3 white lights. There's a good lift. We move straight through to second attempt. And as you can see here, there are 4 lifters yet to get a lift in, which leaves them in a precarious position heading into seconds, but hopefully they can come back and get them on the second attempts here. A lot of them were for depth. Batikan Makhmudov of Kazakhstan now, one of those lifters who struggled to get in their opening attempt, retaking 190 kilos now on his second. That moved very nicely. I think that looked better than his opener. See if the referees agree. And they do. 3 white lights, and he has a lift on the board. He can continue to push on his third now. Sometimes the case is that actually you need a little bit more weight to weigh you down, but the trade-off is obviously, can you then get it back up? And that's a different risk altogether. Sebastian Bordia of Romania now, 200 kilos for his second attempt. He's fighting it up. Unfortunately, he just stepped back there. And I'm going to wait until the referees confirm. Yeah, unfortunately, just as he gets to the top there, you can see his right foot, or left you there, yeah, just takes a step. And you can't move your feet after you've got the squat command before you've got the rack command. Carl Yan Cumpio of the Philippines now, jumping 10 kilos to 205. Wow. Pushes his knees forward and springs up. That is a good lift. Carl Yan still squatting raw, which is without the knee straps and squat suit. Knee wrap, sorry, and squat suit. You can see he's wearing normal knee sleeves there. We now have Landon Diepenbrock of the United States. Missed his opening attempt. He got it originally. The jury overturned it to a no lift. Just needs to get the depth a little more convincingly on this second attempt. And again, he gets the weight up. Are the referees happy? Unfortunately, they are not. Let's have a look again at the replay from the side angle. Yeah, it looks like he's just hitting parallel, which you need to be able to get below parallel for it to be deep enough. So your hip crease should be below your knee. So hopefully he can come back and get that for his third, but in a nerving position heading into thirds. Soya Ishihara of Japan, 210 kilos, a 15 kilo jump from his opener. Oh, a great catch from the spotters and loaders there. He doesn't even seem upset, to be honest. He just seems surprised. He is beaming, smiling as he walks off the platform. Great attitude to have. But yeah, you can see here, he gets out the hole and it just pings him forwards. I've never seen someone so happy to miss a lift. But he still has a lift on the board, so can move forward into his third and hopefully fix that coming into it. We have R. Dinesh of India now. Missed 220 kilos on his opener. Hoping to get it now on his second. It was a depth issue. And interestingly enough, he's projected first. So he's quite a fair way ahead. He needs to get a squat on the board to be able to claim that world title. That certainly looked better from here. Let's see if he can get a squat on the board with that. And he can. He looked less happy than the lifter before who missed though about that, but he is safe and he can continue to build that total, and he's still projected first. We have Edward Andreev of Ukraine jumping 20 kilos to 220 for his second attempt. This is a big jump, especially for this weight class, and a 2.5 kilo comp PB should he get it. And wow, moves the weight really well. Let's see if the referees are happy with it. 2-1, a good lift. Just a depth call from the side referee there. Yeah, and the jury has overruled that, unfortunately. I was worried when he did the squat that it wasn't quite deep enough. But he still has a third attempt to which he can add kilos onto that first squat. Radoslav Debicki of Poland now, 225 kilos. The technological mishap made him think he missed his first squat, but very quickly he found out he got it and he's jumped 10 kilos. Wow, 10 kilos didn't seem to slow him down too much. Just waiting to see what the referees have to say about that. And it is a good lift. We have 3 lifts left before we move into our final attempts. Dmytro Butenko of Ukraine missed his opening attempt, 235. Projected second overall in the 66 sub-juniors. So needs to get this to continue to grow a total. Of course, he does have his third and final attempt, should this be unsuccessful for him. Already looking better, that walkout. Yeah, wow. Miles better there for Dmytro. And that is a good lift. Yeah, making excellent work of that second attempt. We have Maxim Przyszliak of Poland jumping 7.5 kilos to 250 for his second attempt. The world junior record is 315 kilos, so I'm not sure if we'll touch that today, but lots of impressive squats nonetheless. Stands it up and gets the rack command. And 2-1, a good lift. Just gets called from one referee for depth there. Can't see the jury discussing it, so I think he's safe there. Kona Venkatesh, 265 kilos. Again, just as tidy as that opening attempt, so controlled on the way down, dips into the hole and stands it up with great power. Yeah, I wasn't worried about that at all. 3 white lights. See, so controlled, dips, stands it up. Almost a picture perfect squat there. And that leads us into our third attempts there. We can see on the screen where that leaves us with the junior and the sub-junior men heading into third and final squats. We will then have a 20-minute break following squats before bench. Kicking us off, we have Batikan Makhmudov of Kazakhstan, 202.5 kilos. Wow, a lot of speed there. And 3 white lights. He missed 190 on his opener, came back for it in his second, then jumped to 202.5 for his third. I think probably his plan to jump, but that's far more sensible most of the time than jumping twice the amount you would have. 202.5 stays on the bar now for Sebastian Bordia of Romania. Missed 200 kilos in his second attempt, went up 2.5 for his third. This will pull his squat into bronze for the time being, with 4 lifters in his age group to go. Stands it up with some confidence, and 2-1, a good lift. I must say I was a little worried about his depth there from the angle I'm sitting at. Let's have a look at that at the replay. But it did look deeper there, actually. Oh, but the jury has overruled it. Unfortunately, that is a no lift. I was a little more convinced by the replay, but the jury weren't, apparently. Now, we have Landon Diepenbrock of the United States. This is a weight he's done many times before. His personal best is 227.5 kilos, but strength is not the issue. Landon is struggling here just getting it quite deep enough. He's got it up both times, but he just needs to convince the referees that he's below parallel. So for a third and final time, to be able to post a total, Landon Diepenbrock is taking 210 kilos. And again, the strength is 100% there. It's a weight he can do, but it's just not deep enough, unfortunately. Let's have a look on the replay. And yeah, it seems like it hits parallel, but it's so hard in that stance anyway to get depth, let alone adding squat suit and straps on top of that. Wrap, sorry. 210 kilos now for Soya Ishihara of Japan. Missed it on his second attempt. Again, just tipped forwards, which he seemed ecstatic about. Hoping to get it now on his third attempt. I don't think it's a strength issue. He just lost balance, so let's hope he can maintain that on the way up here. Unfortunately, just not there today. Let's have a look at that replay. Yeah, spotters and loaders did a really good job of being alert there. As soon as he dipped, they grabbed him to keep him safe. We have Kyle Yan Cumpio now of the Philippines. Yeah, and as I said, he is coming out with no knee wraps, no squat suit, just completely raw. Wow, what a fight. Absolutely incredible resilience from Kyle Yan there. And a good lift. Did not let the bar dip whatsoever. And finishes squats off super strong. Really very impressive.
Loaded.
220 kilos now for Edward Andreev of Ukraine. Unfortunately, just seemed a little bit too heavy today. Tried to sink it that extra amount, but I think it was just a little too heavy when he got past parallel. But a really quick response there from the spotters and loaders who have been working all day and had to be alert the whole time. So thank you very much to them. We have Radoslav Dubicki of Poland now, who has jumped 10 kilos to 235 for his third and final attempt. He already has the squat bronze. This will just give him an extra 10 kilos on that total. That is a good lift, a really strong end to squats for Radislav. We have just 4 lifters left to squat. We will then head into a 20-minute break before then watching the bench press. Dinesh of India now, jumping 15 kilos to 235 for his third and final attempt. Just struggled with depth on his opener, managed to get it there on his second, and it looked really good. He's now jumped 15 kilos, not just from his second, but from his personal best as well. Really nice looking third, but unfortunately it's just not quite deep enough for Dinesh. We now have Dmytro Butenko of Ukraine. Missed his opener. Got it on his second, and now has jumped 10 kilos to 245 on his third attempt. He already has squat gold, but he's going to want to chase Dinesh now that Dinesh has missed his third attempt. He's in 10 kilos of him, and the gap is closing. He manages to stand up, and it is a very quick 3 white lights there, which has closed what was about a 25 kilo gap to now a 10 kilo gap between Dinesh and Butenko. That'll be a close fight all the way through. We have Maxim Przyszliak of Poland, 260 kilos. Already walking away with squat silver and pretty comfortably in projected second overall. This will be for a 10 kilo personal best. You can tell just how tight these lifters' knee wraps are when they walk on and off of the platform. Unfortunately, not quite there today, but a really valiant effort. And still walks away with squat silver. We now have Venkatesh Kona of India with a well over 4 times body weight squat attempt with 280 kilos. This is an absolutely huge squat from the 21-year-old. Wow. And just as before, controlled on the way down, dips into the hole, stands it up. Did not break form by any means. And 2-to-1 is a good lift, and what a strong end to squats. 280 kilos, 4.2 times body weight. Absolutely incredible. And as we can see here, in the 66 kilo sub-junior men, Dmitry Butenko of Ukraine walks away with squat gold. Squat silver, R. Dinesh of India. And in bronze, Batikan Makhmudov of Kazakhstan. And in the junior men, with gold, with that wonderful 280 kilo squat we just saw, Venkatesh Konar of India, followed by Maxim Przyszliak of Poland. And in bronze, Radoslav Debicki, also of Poland. We will now go into a 20-minute break before bench press. Don't go anywhere, we'll see you then.
The bench press is the second movement performed in a powerlifting competition. It's a movement that mainly uses upper body strength. A slight back arch is authorized and allows for a stronger and healthier shoulder positioning. Laying down on the bench, the athlete has to create points of contact between his head, shoulder, glutes and the bench. His feet has to lay flat on the ground, with the heels in the contact with the floor. Once that position is locked, the central referee gives the start command. The lifter lowers the bar until it touches his chest. The lower underside of both of his elbow joints have to be at level or below the top surface of each shoulder joint. He then has to stabilize the bar for the referee to give him the press command. The lifter has to push the bar back up until the complete extension of his elbows. The central referee gives the rack command and the lift is completed.
There are 4 main reasons to have a no lift on that movement. First, if you're not able to fully extend your elbows at the beginning and at the end of the movement. Second, if you don't touch the chest with the bar, or if your elbows don't go at level or below the top of your shoulder joint. Third, if you're not able to maintain all points of contact with the bench, knowing the head, the shoulders, and the butt. Fourth, if the lift isn't completed in a single upward movement.
Hello and welcome back to the 2023 IPF World Classic and Equipped Sub-Junior and Junior Powerlifting Championships here in Cluj-Napoca, Romania, capital of Transylvania. We have now the 66 kilo sub-junior and junior men, and it is in one flight. We have 11 lifters. So once we are through here, we have another 20-minute break before heading into deadlifts. Kicking us off, we have Batakan Makhmudov of Kazakhstan, 95 kilos.
Loaded. The bar is looking.
Nice speedy opener there for Batakan. That is a good lift.
Next from Japan, it's Ishihara, trying for 100 kilograms. The bar is looking.
We now have 100 kilos on the bar for Soya Ishihara of Japan. Just as a reminder, we'll be jumping in between the junior and sub-junior men. You can see just above their name there which age group they are in.
Start. Press.
Locks one arm out. Ooh, just a struggle there
Big thanks to our sponsors.
on his opening attempt.
Coming up next, Sebastian.
He's still walking off smiling, which is lovely to see. And I'm hoping it's not a strength issue, but when you're able to lock one arm out and not the other, it's hard to think it's not. But once he locked that one out, he started tipping that way. So hopefully it's something he can go back and fix and come out for his second attempt, as he needs to post a bench to be able to get a total. Sebastian Bordier of Romania now, opening on 105 kilos. Makes easy work of that. And it's a good lift.
Coming up next is Jan Kupio from the Philippines. Going for 107.5. Loaded. The bar is loaded.
We have Kyle Yan Cumpio of the Philippines now, opening on 107.5 kilos. He competed in the squats raw, just with normal knee sleeves and no squat suit on, and now he is competing in bench, the most raw you can get, with no wrist wraps, no bench shirts, just him in the bar.
Start. Press. Break.
And 3 white lights, a good lift. There is a lot less to go wrong when you lift classic. Equipped bench is very tricky. So even if he's putting his bench shirt on now or he's competing completely raw, it leaves a lot less to go wrong for him.
Loaded. The bar is loaded.
We've got Ardinesh of India now, opening on 120 kilos. Just asking for a handout there. He can let a little bit more time pass. There is no rush. He just needs to get the start command before the time runs out. The issue on bench sometimes, though, is if you're asked to re-rack and you have to reset yourself and do your setup again, it can be a little challenging. So let's hope he's okay from the get-go. Gets the start command. Yeah, that's a lovely looking opener for Ardinesh.
Coming up next is the London from United States of America, trying 127.5 kilograms. Loaded.
We now have Landon Diepenbrock of the United States. Unfortunately, he was unable to post a squat, so he can't post a total, but he is choosing to complete the competition, which is always really nice to see. It's really valuable experience on this international stage. And that is a good lift for Landon.
Coming up next is Dmitro Rubenko from Ukraine. He's trying for 130 kilograms. Loaded. The bar is loaded.
Dmitro Butenko of Ukraine now, opening on 130 kilos. Just clips the rack there on the way up. And 3 white lights, a good lift. Did very well to get that press command, as he did struggle to keep it motionless on his chest. Yeah, got very lucky there, I think.
Loaded. The bar is loaded.
Edward Andreev of Ukraine now, 135 kilos. Locks it out there nicely. And a good lift for Edward.
Up next, Venkatesh Konan from India. The bar is loaded.
We have Venkatesh Konna of India opening on 145 kilos. Venkatesh ended his squats very strong with 280 kilos, over 4 times body weight. And now opening well over double body weight. And making pretty easy work of it there. A really nice looking opener and a good lift.
Maxim Plishia coming up next is trying for 152.5 kilograms. Loaded. The bar is loaded.
We have Maxim Przyszliak of Poland now. The first of 2 lifters to take 152.5 kilos for their opening attempt. Really strong opening attempt there from the 19-year-old.
The same weight from the bar, 152.5 kilograms. Loaded. The bar is loaded.
152.5 kilos remains on the bar for Radoslav Dybicki of Poland. 2 very strong benches from Poland here in the 66 kilo juniors. And that is a good lift. You see a lot of the benches in equipped wearing a belt. Often this is used to help keep down their bench shirt, whereas in classic it's often used to help the lifter remember to brace into their belt. So often used for different reasons than 2 types of powerlifting. We head now into the second attempts of bench. You can see here after first where that leaves us. Just Soya Ishihara yet to get a bench on the board. And here he is with 100 kilos, missed it on his opening attempt. Soya Ishihara of Japan hoping to come and get it now on his second to be able to grow and post a total. And again, that right arm wants to lock out and the left doesn't. It's the exact same issue he had on his first attempt. And still walking off the platform laughing. Has had a great attitude all day. You can see here as he presses it off, the right goes up and the left is super stubborn and just does not want to budge. We now have Batikan Makhmudov of Kazakhstan, jumping 7.5 kilos to 102.5 for his second attempt. that is a good lift.
Kazakhstan. Up next is Sebastian Bogda from Romania, trying 110 kilograms.
Seemed to veer off to the left there, and you could see from the angle we got originally he was staring off to the left as well, so maybe why he pushed that way. Got the lift nonetheless.
The bar is loaded. Sebastian Bogda.
110 kilos for Sebastian Bordia of Romania. 5 kilo jump from his opener. Sebastian's only been competing for 1 year, so this will be his debut on the international stage at Worlds. Wow. And still moving that bench so excellently, so quickly.
Up next is Kyle Yankutio from the Philippines, trying 150 kilograms.
Yeah, maintains position all the way through. Manages to push the weight really efficiently because of that. Kyle Yan Kumpio of the Philippines, 115 kilos.
Good lift for Kyle.
And that is a good lift from Kyle Yan.
Up next is Dinesh from India, heading for 125.
Loaded.
The bar is loaded.
125 kilos now for Dinesh. The beep you heard represents the 30-second mark of the minute timer to let the lifter know.
Start. Rest. Break.
And that is a good lift, still moving well for Dinesh.
Coming up next is Dmitro Butenko from Ukraine, trying for 135. The bar is loaded.
Dmitro Butenko of Ukraine now, taking 135 kilos for a spin. This will be a matched comp PB for him should he get this, and moves him into the gold bench press position for the time being.
Start. Press. Break.
And 3 white lights, a good lift.
Up next, Edward Andreev from Ukraine is trying 140 kilograms.
Loaded.
Yeah, managed to get it still on his chest that time. And got a good quick press command because of it. 140 kilos for Eduard Andreev of Ukraine. This will bring him into the gold medal position for bench press.
Start. Press. Break.
And it looks good from here. Yeah, and that is 3 white lights. He moves into the gold position for bench press for the time being.
United States of America. Trying for 132.5.
We have just 4 lifters left to go on these second attempts before moving straight through to the thirds. Next out, we have Landon Diepenbrock of the United States with 142.5 kilos. This is a 15 kilo jump from his opener.
Start. Press.
Wow, he's doing a really good job of fighting that up. And 2 to 1, a good lift. That was my next question. Did he manage to stop the bar from going up, down? Let's have a look in the replay. It can go side to side. It can stop. It just can't dip down. And I'm not sure it did. We have now Venkatesh Kanar of India taking 152.5 kilos for a second attempt. This will be a 2.5 kilo comp PB for Venkatesh Kanar should he get this on his second. On projected total, he is in a significant lead, and this will just further that for him.
Start. Press. Break.
Lovely smooth second attempt there with room left to go. And 2 to 1, a good lift. Just gets a yellow from the side referee there. So I'm wondering if that was for some sort of butt lift. We'll see here on this camera angle. He seems good. His bum, feet and head remain down.
Loaded.
160 kilos now for Maxim Przyszliak of Poland. Followed by Debicki of Poland with the same weight. However, Maxim Przyszliak is the lighter of the two, so will remain in bench gold heading into thirds should they both get this.
Start. Press.
And that is a good lift. And that moves him into bench gold,
Loaded.
heading into third attempts. Radoslav Debicki of Poland, his teammate now, also to take 160 kilos. And this will keep him in silver position in bench.
Start. Press.
Is fighting it. And unfortunately, 2 to 1 and no lift. My best guess there is his butt lifted off of the bench, which is hard to feel sometimes when your foot position is as such. And that leads us into the third and final attempt. As you can see, Edward of Ukraine is leading the 66 kilo sub-juniors, and Kryszliak of Poland is leading the 66 kilo juniors. Soya Ishihara of Japan now. Struggling with the same issue on his opener and his second. He manages to lock out his right arm, but the left arm just won't budge from position. So hoping it's something that he can come out and fix now. We know one side is strong enough for sure. Let's see if we can lock out the left arm as well.
Start. Press.
And there goes the right arm again. Can he get the left arm? Unfortunately, the same issue tackles him again, and it is a no lift. Unfortunately, Soya cannot post a total, but he seems in great spirits anyway, and it's a good attitude to have. Like I said, this is invaluable experience on the international stage. Batikan Makhmudov, Kazakhstan now. 105 kilos for his third and final attempt.
Start. Press.
Ooh, similar issues last time, but the extra weight just was too much there. He's tipped off to the left-hand side. You can see his head faces that way as well. And similar as I mentioned on his second, he started tilting to the left, but on his second managed to get the weight up regardless, but this time it just tipped him over, unfortunately. That is a no lift. We have now Kyle Yan Cumpio of the Philippines, jumping 5 kilos to 120 kilos for his third and final attempt.
Start. Press. Break.
And that's a good lift, a really strong end to the day for Kyle Yan.
Coming up next is Sebastian Berba, Romania. Trying for 120.
Loaded.
The bar is loaded for Sebastian Berba.
Sebastian Bodea of Romania, jumping 10 kilos to 120 kilos for his final attempt. Jumped 5 from his opener and is jumping double that now from his second to his third. This won't change his bench press position, but will end him on a 10 kilo PB.
Press.
Oh, a great catch from the spotters and loaders there. Unfortunately, just tipped back towards his head. Not quite there today for Sebastian. You can see Ardinesh steadying himself here, waiting for the bar to be loaded. 130 kilos for his final bench. Already walking away with the bench press bronze. This will just increase his total as Butenko of Ukraine is sneaking up behind him on that overall predicted total.
Start.
Slow and controlled to the chest. Pushing with everything he has. And 3 white lights, a good lift. Just to keep the gap as big as he can between him and Dmytro Butenko of Ukraine, who, should he get his next bench in, is only 10 kilos behind Ardenesh. And speaking of which, Dmytro Butenko of Ukraine now, jumping 5 kilos to 140 kilos to move into the gold medal position for bench for the time being, with Andreev to follow, and to close the gap a little bit between him and Dinesh in front of him.
Stop. Press. Break.
And 2 to 1, a good lift. He managed to close the gap. He just gets a yellow from the side referee there. But he seems to be okay.
Loaded.
And he is slowly creeping up on Ardenesh there. Edward Andreev of Ukraine now wants to move from silver position to gold in the bench press medals. Jumping 5 kilos to 145 for his third and final bench.
Stop. Press. Break.
Wow, really nice looking third attempt there. And a good lift. He walks away with bench press gold. We have just 4 lifters left to go before heading into a 20-minute break and then straight into the deadlifts, where we will figure out who stands where on the podium. Landon Diepenbrock of the United States now, 150 kilos for his final bench. This will be a 5 kilo comp PB for Landon.
Stop. Press. Break.
Unfortunately, not quite there today, though.
Loaded.
The bar is loaded.
Venkatesh Konar, India now, 157.5 kilos, a 5 kilo jump from his second. And this will move him into the silver medal position for bench press, with Prishliak and Dubicki to follow.
Stop. Press. Break.
And that is a good lift. He has a medal nonetheless. The color of it will be determined only by Dubicki and Prishliak. So should Dubicki get this, then Konar moves into bronze. Radoslav Dubicki of Poland now, retaking 160 kilos. This will move him from bronze to silver above Konar.
Stop. Press.
Wow, a fantastic fight up there. But unfortunately, it's a no lift. He gets 2-1. And I think he's but just lifted off of the bench there. Can't see it there, so perhaps it's for a different infraction.
The bar is loaded.
Talking to the jury now. The jury member has got up to ask the referee what the infraction was for. I'll keep you updated on that, but for now we have Maxim Pryszliak of Poland, 165 kilos, already walking away with bench press gold. Wants to extend that even further. Ooh, a great catch there from the spotters and loaders.
No lift, no lift.
Just at the end, unfortunately it falls back.
The bench press
And that's exactly, ladies and gentlemen, why we have safeties up for the lifters.
for deadlift.
Actually, no, the spotters and loaders didn't quite get there in time, but the lifter did a good job of jumping out of the way. And we now can see the bench press results. We have Edward Andreev of Ukraine in gold for the 66 sub-juniors, and Maxim Pryszliak in gold for the 66 kilo juniors. I believe that we are seeing that be overturned for the young lifter there to a good lift, but as we can see here in the subtotals, Dmitry Rutenko of Ukraine is leading in the sub-juniors, and we have Venkatesh Konar of India leading in the juniors. And yep, that jury has overruled the last bench to a good lift, the penultimate bench, so he will get that and move into silver position on bench. We're going to have a 20-minute break now before heading into deadlifts. Don't go anywhere, we'll see you there.
The deadlift is the last movement of the powerlifting competition. On that movement, the lifter's whole body is used and put to the test. The athlete approaches the bar once the central referee calls bar loaded. He then has 1 minute
to start the lift.
In the conventional or sumo position, the athlete has to pull the barbell until his shoulders, hips, and knees are fully locked. Once that position is assumed by the lifter, the central referee will give the down command. The bar has to be lowered to the ground without the lifter being allowed to drop it until it touches the floor, which completes the lift. At the end of deadlift, the powerlifting total is made, which determines the winner and final placings. There are 4 main mistakes to avoid. First, not locking your shoulders, hips, or knees at the end of the movement. Second, not completing the lift with a single upward bar movement. Third, completing the lift hitching at the legs in order to allow you to do so. Fourth, dropping the bar after the central referee down command.
Hello and welcome back to the 2023 IPF World Classic and Equipped Sub-Junior and Junior Powerlifting Championships here in Cluj-Napoca. I am Emilia Potter and today we have the 66 kilo Sub-Junior and Junior men. Up on the screen we can see the subtotals heading into deadlifts. In the Sub-Junior men we have Dmitry Rutenko of Ukraine leading, followed by Ardinesh of India and Eduard Andreev of Ukraine in third. In the juniors, we have leading Venkatesh Konar of India, followed by Maxim Prishliak of Poland and Radoslav Depicki, also of Poland. As we head into the deadlifts, this is where we see who ends up on the podium, where they end up, and with what medals. Kicking us off, we have Soya Ishihara of Japan. Unfortunately, Soya wasn't able to put up a bench press, so he can't post a total, but he can continue to lift in the competition. And as I keep saying, this is valuable experience on an international stage. It's the only place you can get it at very few competitions a year. Now it moved really quickly. Let's see if the referees are happy. Yeah, I didn't want to say it too early there, but unfortunately struggled to fully lock it out there and then it tipped forwards just here at the top. There it is. Tips his shoulders forwards. The bar follows suit slightly. Unfortunately, it's a no lift for his opening attempt. Eduard Andreev of Ukraine now, opening on 180 kilos. He is sitting in a bit of an island of his own here in between second and fourth. A bit too far to catch up from second, but pretty safe from fourth. And that is a good lift for Eduard Andreev.
Loaded.
The bar is loaded. 182.5 kilograms.
Sebastian Boria of Romania, 182.5 kilos. And that is a good lift. Getting that first deadlift in for most of these lifters means more than just getting one lift in. It means securing a total overall. Fortunately, Landon Diepenbrock did not get a squat in So can't post a total, but it's getting that valuable experience on this international stage. Really strong looking opener there from Landon.
Good lift for Landon Dupenberg. Coming up next is Batikhan Mahmudov from Kazakhstan, heading for 195 kilograms. The bar is loaded.
Batikhan Makhmudov of Kazakhstan, opening on 195 kilos. And that is a good lift.
Is Dmitry Butenko from Ukraine, trying for 200. The bar is loaded.
We now have Dmitry Butenko of Ukraine, 200 kilos. Struggled a little bit there to get to lockout, but managed it in the end and gets 3 white lights and a good lift. Actually, Ardinesh has dropped. Oh no, he hasn't, my mistake. I thought Ardinesh dropped his opener, but it was Maxim Przyszliak of Poland.
The bar is loaded.
We have Radoslav Dubicki of Poland now, 210 kilos. Makes light work of that, and 3 white lights, a good lift. Unlike the classic lifters, you can see the equipped lifters trying to get out of their singlet and their gear in between lifts. Now have Maxim Przyszliak of Poland opening on 212.5 kilos. Maxim Przyszliak currently sat pretty comfortably in second overall. And that is a good lift. He has secured himself a total with that.
Next comes Dinesh from India, trying 225 kilograms. The bar is loaded.
Ardinesh of India now, 225 kilos for his opening deadlift. This will pull him into gold medal for the deadlifts for the time being. But Butenko's actually pulled ahead here overall, with 2 lifts left to go. Anything can happen. Ooh, and that is one of them. Unfortunately, he just loses balance there at the top and doesn't manage to hold it for the down command. So we can catch that again here on the replay. Locks it out, but his shoulders fall forwards. Unfortunately, that is a no lift. You have Kyle Yan Cumpio of the Philippines now, 240 kilos for his opening attempt. And this will pull him to 3rd place overall. And that is a good lift.
Coming up next is Venkatesh Konar from India, heading for 255 kilograms.
Loaded.
The bar is loaded.
We now have Venkatesh Konar of India, who's had an incredibly strong day. He dropped his opener, but only by 5 kilos. Squatted 280, benched 157.5, and now is opening the heaviest of the flight with 255 kilos. And wow, makes it look easy. Venkatesh Konar just waiting for the referee's lights there. Let's have a look at that again in the replay. Yeah, and that's a good lift. And he seems to have a lot left in the tank. And that moves us straight into the 2nd attempt of deadlift. Here we can see where that lands us heading into it with 2 lifters yet to get a deadlift on the board. Ardinesh of India and Soya Ishihara of Japan. We have Soya Ishihara of Japan now to retake 150 kilos. That looks a lot better than his opener. Let's see if the referees agree. And they do. It's a good lift. 3 white lights.
Trying for 190 kilograms.
We now have Eduard Andreev of Ukraine jumping 10 kilos to 190 kilos. This is also his current personal best deadlift. So we'll be matching that on his 2nd.
Loaded.
The bar is loaded.
With the Nesh yet to get a deadlift in, this pulls Eduard Andreev into 2nd place overall for the time being. And that is a good lift for Eduard Andreev.
Coming up next is Romanian Sebastian Borga, trying for 192.5. The bar is loaded.
Sebastian Bordia of Romania now, 192.5 kilos. Ooh.
We have no lift for Sebastian.
Unfortunately, that is a no lift for Sebastian. Let's just have a look at that again in the replay. Yeah, you can see just as he's about to lock out, the bar slips out of his fingertips.
The bar is loaded.
There's not much you can do when that bar starts slipping. He's still got one final attempt left to retake that weight or go up should he want to, and he did. He went up to 202.5 kilos. Batikan Makhmudov of Kazakhstan now, 205 kilos. Oh, and just tipped forward at the top there, unfortunately, and that is a no lift. Seeing a couple of these equipped lifters this evening struggle with that lockout at the end.
Now for Dimitrov Bubenko, 207.5.
Not much you can do once gravity starts calling. Dmitry Bitenko of Ukraine now currently sat in first place in the sub-junior 66 kilos. 207.5 for his second attempt. Unfortunately, another lifter struggling now on his second attempt, and that is a no lift for Dimitro.
Trying for 210 kilograms.
Loaded.
The bar
Yeah,
is
just went down a little bit there, and I think once he realized that and couldn't lock it out, he decided not to waste the energy. Landon Diepenbrock of the United States jumps to 210 kilos for his second attempt. Unfortunately, just slips out his hand. Seems a little bit too heavy today. A lot of lifters making some big calls in their second attempts.
Can you please clean the bar?
Yeah, it's very hard to hold that much weight in your fingertips. We have Radoslav Dubicki of Poland now, at 220 kilos, sitting in third position overall. This will also move him into the bronze medal, sorry, for deadlifts for the time being. With Prishliak yet to lift.
Down.
good lift for Radoslav Dubicki. Up next is
And that is a good lift.
Prishliak from Poland, trying for 222.5. The bar is loaded.
We now have Maxim Prishliak of Poland with 222.5 kilos, a 10 kilo jump from his opener. And he is sitting pretty in second as it stands. Makes light work of that, and it is a good lift.
Coming up next is Dinesh from England, 225 kilograms at his second attempt.
We now have R. Dinesh of India, who's only 17 years old. He unfortunately missed 225 on his opener. Just lost balance at lockout. He's coming back to get it on his second. Made the smart move by keeping the weight the same. It's not a risk worth taking when you don't have a lift yet on the board. But this will take him into second should he get this. The strength did not look like an issue at all on the first attempt.
Down.
And that looked much better. And yeah, that is a good lift. He seems extremely relieved,
Next is Kyle Young
and I can't blame him.
Philippines, trying for 255
So he can now
kilograms.
post a total. He's now sitting in silver position overall. And still within touching distance of Butenko. Kyle Yan Kumpio of the Philippines now, 255 kilos for his second attempt, a 15-kilo jump from his opener. Unfortunately, he just seemed a little bit too heavy, actually. Of course, he does have the opportunity to retake that on his third attempt. But the one thing you can't fix is a strength issue, unfortunately. We have Venkatesh Khanna of India now, jumping 15 kilos to 270 kilos. The world junior record currently sits at 290.5. Very accomplished lifter, considering he's only been in sport for 2 years. Wow, did not slow him down much at all. And 3 white lights, a good lift. I'm wondering if we'll see an attempt for the world record on his third. It'll be a pretty big jump, but it's not too crazy to think about, based off that speed as well. You can see here, heading into third attempts in the 66-kilo sub-junior, Dmitry Butenko is leading, with Ardinesh 10 kilos behind. In the 66-kilo junior men, we have Venkatesh Khanna of India, a fair way ahead of the rest of the pack there. And it looks like the podium has already decided itself. But we will see how everything falls right now as we head into third attempts. Soya Ishihara of Japan opened on 150, missed it, took it again on the second, he got it, and he just said, hey, why not? Let's jump 45 kilos for my third and final attempt. And he is taking 195 kilos. Unfortunately, 45 kilos is a big jump for anyone, let alone a 66-kilo sub-junior man. What an effort. You've got to respect him for trying. Again, it seems like that one side is stronger than the other, so maybe some isometric work his coach is going to put in for the near future. We have Sebastian Bordea of Romania. Missed 192.5 kilos on his second, jumped 2.5 kilos to his third, and is hoping to make that now to pull him into bronze for the time being on deadlift medals. Yeah, unfortunately, the exact same part of his leg, he got stuck last time. And he seems disappointed, but he still put up a great day on a really high standard of lifting. So he should be very proud of himself nonetheless. We have Eduard Andreev now of Ukraine, taking 197.5 kilos. Currently sitting in the bronze position overall, with lifters still to go, and this will pull him into the bronze position for deadlifts as well for the time being. That looked a lot better. And 3 white lights, a good lift. Actually, everything moved faster than his second attempt. Really great effort there. Batakan Makhmudov of Kazakhstan, retaking 205 kilos. This will pull him into deadlift silver from 4th. Won't move his position overall, but if he gets this, he may walk away with the deadlift medal. Locks it out, and the referee's happy with that. They are. And he sits in the silver position for the time being, which can only be taken away by our next lifter, Dmytro Butenko of Ukraine. So Makhmudov has definitely got himself a medal, but the color of which will depend on Dmytro Butenko. And here he is, Dmytro Butenko of Ukraine, retaking 207.5 kilos, missed it on his second. He's coming back now, sitting in first place overall. And this will also give him the silver medal in deadlifts. Unfortunately, not quite there today for Dmytro. And unfortunately, if Ardinesh gets his third deadlift, that means that it could have costed him the world title. So we'll have to see how that unfolds, but we're not quite there yet. First up, we have Landon Diepenbrock of the United States. Missed 210 kilos on his second, is coming back out for it now on his third. As you can see, they clean the bar in between each final attempt to give the lifter the best opportunity they can to get that important final lift of the day. Wow, what a fantastic fight there from Landon, and a good lift. Really good effort to pull that back after his second. We have just 5 lifters left to go of this evening's session. First of which we have Maxim Przyszliak of Poland to take 230 kilos for his third and final attempt. So the 7.5 kilo jump from his second. It'll be a 7.5 kilo personal best for Maxim. And 3 white lights, a good lift. Has that dangerous form there of locking his knees out really early, which we've seen fail for a couple of lifters already, but he does a really good job of locking out after that. And it works well for him. 230 kilos remains on the bar for Radoslav Dybicki of Poland. Currently sat comfortably in the bronze position in the 66 kilo junior men. Wow, he is pulling through. The bar is stationary. Can he lock it out? Oh, unfortunately. His grip gave up before he did, but maybe that was his body trying to tell him something. It was a really great effort there Unfortunately, not quite there. We now have R. Dinesh of India. He missed 225 kilos on his opening attempt, just a balance issue. Played it safe, didn't jump it at all. Now got it in a second, jumped 10 kilos to 235, and if he gets this, he will take overall first from Butenko. Oh, it is a fight, and unfortunately, it's just not there today, which leaves Butenko in gold, just ahead of Dinesh in silver. But we are not done yet. We still have 2 huge lifts left to go in the 66 kilo junior men. And I promise you, you're in for something exciting if you just wait until the end. First up, we have Kyle Yan Kumpio of the Philippines. Missed 255 kilos on his second attempt. He's coming back out for it now. He's already got deadlift silver. It won't move his position, but it will end him on a 15 kilo personal best. A great end to a great day. Just a reminder, only classic lifter of this evening's session within the equipped. Unfortunately, just not there today for Kyle Yan Kumpio. But he's had a fantastic day nonetheless and still walks away just with his opener with the silver medal in the deadlift. So really fantastic effort there. Now, as you can see, we have a very exciting deadlift here, yet to come. This is almost 4.5 times body weight for Venkatesh Kunar of India. I did mention earlier that the world junior record currently is 290.5, and it would have been a 20.1 kilo jump, 21 kilo jump for him, so he's going for it. We have Venkatesh Kunar of India now, jumping 21 kilos to 291 kilos for an almost 4.5 times body weight deadlift, and for a new world junior deadlift record. He is pulling what, unfortunately, it was just a little bit too much. He already had the win. It was a bit of a Hail Mary, but he was within reach and he thought, I might as well go for it. And I would have done the same. A fantastic effort though. And that concludes the deadlift session for this evening and concludes the 66 kilo sub-junior and junior equipped men. And here we are. As we end in the sub-juniors, we have R. Dinesh of India taking away gold in deadlifts, Batikan Makhmedov of Kazakhstan with silver, and Dmitry Butenko of Ukraine with bronze. In the juniors, we have Venkatesh Kunar of India in gold, Kyle Yan Kumpio of the Philippines in silver, and Maxim Prishliak of Poland in bronze. And now overall, for the sub-juniors, we have Dmitry Butenko of Ukraine taking the gold, followed by R. Dinesh of India taking the silver, followed by Eduard Andreev of Ukraine taking the bronze. And in the junior men, we have Venkatesh Kunar of India taking gold, Maxim Prusniak of Poland taking silver, and his teammate Radosław Dybicki of Poland taking bronze. We'll be going straight through to the medal ceremony now. Don't go anywhere, and thank you for listening.
Mr. Alim Tomush and Mr. Gaston Parage is according the medals for participation before we get into the subject. Starting with the best results for 66 kilograms sub-juniors and squats. The third place goes to Kazakhstan, Badilkan Mahmudov. India goes second, Dinesh. And on the first place, from Ukraine comes Dmitro Butenko. Thank you very much. Okay, moving on to bench press. The third place goes to India, Dinesh. Second is Ukraine, Dmitro Butenko. And the gold goes to Ukraine, Elbrand Andreev. Thank you very much. Moving on to deadlift. The third place goes to Dmitry Butenko from Ukraine. Second is Kazakhstan, Baturkan Mahmudov. Third is Dmitro Butenko, Ukraine. Second goes Baturkan Mahmudov from Kazakhstan. And the gold goes to Dinesh, India.
We start every time with the sun and not with the sun.
Thank you very much. For totals now, the third place goes to Ukraine, Eduard Andreev. Second is Dinesh R from India. And the number one is Dmitro Butenko from Ukraine. Please stand up for Ukraine's national anthem. Thank you very much for congratulations, Ukraine. Moving on now to 66 kilograms juniors squat. And the third place The second place goes to Maxim Piszwiak from Poland. And the gold medal heads for India, Venkatesh Konar. Thank you very much. Moving on to bench press, the third place goes in this case to India, Venkatesh Konar. Poland is second with Radoslaw Dewiczki. And the gold goes for Maxim Piszwiak, Poland. Heading now to deadlift, and the third place goes to Poland, Maxim Piszwiak. Second is Filipinas Kyle Jan Kupio. And the gold goes to India, Venkatesh Konar. Thank you so much. Checking now the total results, and starting with the third place, Poland, Radoslaw Dewiczki. The silver medal goes for Maxim Piszwiak, Poland. And the gold medal heads for India, Venkatesh Konar. Now, will you please stand up for India's nation anthem? Congratulations, Roman. Thank you to our athletes. Thank you to our viewers. We'll be back tomorrow in the morning. My name is Andrei Ruzak. Have a great evening.